Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Ministry of Education and Partners COVID-19 Teaching by Radio program. The Ministry of Education and Partners COVID-19 Teaching by Radio program is a 30-minute radio intervention support program that is meant to provide continuous instruction to keep you academically engaged during this stay-at-home period, as well as preparing you, our 6th, 9th, and 12th graders for the pending Liberia Primary School Certificate Exam, Liberia Junior High School Certificate Exam, and West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Exam when the time comes. Also, in addition to this academic support, the program is meant to provide psychosocial support for learners, teachers, and parents, and also tips on how you as parents and teachers can provide support to your students and children at home. Now, let's join our teacher for today's lesson.
Hello, learners, parents, and teachers. I am Mercy Johnson Mason, your teacher for this lesson. Our lesson for today is for grade 6. The subject is General Science, and the topic is Body Defense System, fighting infections. Please pick up your pencil, pen, and copybook and take down notes. Are you ready? Yes, good. Let's start. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to discuss the body defense system and explain how the body fights infections. In our last lesson, we talked about the different parts of the human body system, how it works, and how each part is important to the body. For today's lesson, we will explain how the circulatory system and the respiratory system work together to fight against infections in our bodies. The body defense system is a system that fights against pathogens or germs. These pathogens or germs include bacteria, parasites, fungi, and viruses such as the coronavirus COVID-19. Let us now discuss how the respiratory system and the circulatory system work together. The respiratory system is part of the human body that consists of specific organs involved in breathing. These organs include the nose, throat, lungs for your level. The respiratory system works together with the circulatory system to provide oxygen to the body. Oxygen takes in from the respiratory system and moves into the blood vessels and circulates to the tissues and cells in the body. The respiratory system also prevents pathogens and germs from gaining entry to the body. Particles such as dust, fungi, bacteria, and viruses are deposited on the airway, or tiny muscular-like hair-like projectors known as cilia on the cells that line the airway push a liquid layer of mucus that covers the airway. This mucus layer traps pathogens and other particles, preventing them from reaching the lungs. Particles and pathogens that are trapped on the mucus layer are coughed out of the mouth, to the nose and mouth and then swallowed. The major organ of the respiratory system are the lungs. The lungs carry out exchange of gases when we breathe. The lungs work with the circulatory system, which is the heart, to pump oxygen-rich blood to all cells in the body. This rich blood consists of red blood cells and white blood cells. We will now take a short COVID-19 health tips, and when we get back, we will continue. Welcome back. Please listen quietly as we discuss the functions of the red blood cells and the white blood cells. The circulatory system major organ is the heart. The heart acts as a pump to move blood in the body. This blood contains both the red blood cells and the white blood cells. Now, learners, each of them plays an important role in our bodies. The red blood cells. The red blood cells formed in the blood carries oxygen to the body's organs and tissues. The white blood cells are cells in your body that patrol or move into your bloodstream, searching for bacterial or virus infections that can make you and I sick. The white blood cells help to protect our bodies from sicknesses and diseases. It fights any infection that might enter the body either through the mouth, the nose, the eyes, the ears, or the skin. When germs such as bacteria or viruses that we cannot see with our eyes because they are tiny attack the body, the white blood cells recognize that they are from outside the body and should not be there. The white blood cells then move towards the area that is infected, notice germs in your body, and quickly attack them so that you and I can stay healthy and safe. Now, learners, there are two types of the white blood cells. They are the lymphocytes and the phagocytes. The lymphocytes and the phagocytes fight infections in different ways. Remember, our topic today is body defense system fighting infections. Before we go for a short break, pick up your pencil or pen and copybook and write the following words. Phagocytes. The word phagocytes is spelled P-H-A-G-O-C-Y-T-E, phagocytes. And lymphocytes, I repeat, phagocytes is spelled P-H-A-G-O-C-Y-T-E, C Y T E, phagocytes. And lymphocytes is spelled Lymphocyte. I repeat, lymphocytes. Lymphocyte. Lymphocytes. We will now take a short break, and when we get back, we will continue.
Coronavirus is spread via droplets. When the person coughs or sneezes, the droplets land on surfaces and are picked up on the hands of others and spread further. People catch the virus when they touch their infected hands to their mouth, nose, or eyes. It follows that the single most important thing you can do to protect yourself is keep your hands clean by washing them frequently with soap and water or hand sanitizer.
Welcome back, learners. Please listen carefully as I will explain in depth how the two types of the white blood cells fight against infections. Phagocytes. Phagocytes engulf the germs or parts of the germs, bring them into the cell, and then digest and kill them. How does it happen? First, the pathogens or foreign bodies or germs enter the body through the nose, mouth, eyes, ears, and the skin. These germs can be spread by the following ways. Through skin contact. For example, while playing and touching your friends. It can also be spread by body fluids. That is the saliva and mucus. It can also be spread by airborne particles. Examples of airborne particles is the coronavirus COVID-19. It is an airborne disease. It's a droplets from the mouth or nose when you cough or sneeze. When the virus enters through the mouth, it travels to the lungs, causing respiratory distress and difficulty in breathing. The germs can also be spread by touching a surface touched by an infected person. For example, touching of those handles. The germs can also be spread by contacts with feces. For example, you use the toilet and don't wash your hands. When the germs enter the body, the phagocytes recognizes the germs and moves towards it, engulfed or overcome the germs. Then when inside, it destroys the germ using enzymes or substance produced by living organisms. And finally, the harmless broken down products of the germs leave the cell and are destroyed. And the phagocytes can go on to engulf or overcome new cells. Learners, we just learned about one type of the white blood cells. We will now discuss the second type of the white blood cells, lymphocytes. Lymphocytes do not enclose the germs like phagocytes, but instead make chemicals that act on the germs in different ways. The germs have chemicals called antigens on their surface. The lymphocytes make antibodies that stick to the antigens and make the germs stick together. This makes it easier for the white blood cells to attack and destroy the germs. The lymphocytes also make antitoxins that destroy any poisons made by germs to stop them from damaging the body. Lymphocytes may be T cells or B cells. They release chemicals called antibodies that attach and destroy germs. When a person has a disease, the antibodies they produce remain in the blood. This makes them immune to that disease in the future. You do not need to catch the disease to become immune to it. You can obtain immunity by being vaccinated. And this is done by the Ministry of Health through its health facilities using administered vaccine. When these vaccines are injected into your bloodstream, they do not make you sick, but they cause your lymphocytes to make antibodies to fight the germs. This is called active immunity. A person obtains active immunity to a disease by being vaccinated. This involves being injected with weakling or inactive germs. Learners, to obtain passive immunity, you are injected with antibodies which gives rapid protection against germs. Now, please pick up your pencil or pen in your copybook and let us now test ourselves to see if we can remember what we have learned from this lesson. Before then, let's take a short health tips.
Hello, students. My name is Mr. Sayo Amazing, a gospel artist. That's like the song Jehovah Bless Me. He took me from nowhere to somewhere. Took me from nowhere to somewhere. Jehovah took me from nowhere to somewhere. You took me from nowhere to somewhere. Jehovah took me from nowhere to somewhere. Well, I've come to tell you about this coronavirus. Wash your hands as many times as possible with soap and water. Use tissue while coughing. Use tissue while sneezing. Remember, clean hands stop diseases. Let's keep learning while we are still at our very homes. Took me from nowhere to somewhere. Jehovah took me from nowhere to somewhere. You took me from nowhere to somewhere. Jehovah took me from nowhere to somewhere.
Welcome back again. We are about to test ourselves. Are you ready? Yes, I know you are ready. Please listen to the questions and answer the questions correctly. Write your answers in your copybook. Question number 1. What system is responsible for blood circulation? What system is responsible for blood circulation? A. Respiratory system. B. Circulatory system. C. Digestive system. Question number 2. What is the major organ of the respiratory system? I repeat, what is the major organ of the respiratory system? A. Lungs. B. Heart. C. Blood. Question number 3. Which of the following engulfs and digests germs? Which of the following engulfs or digests germs? A. Lymphocytes. B. Red blood cells. C. Phagocytes. Thank you, listener. Did you get the 3 questions correct? If so, thank you. If not, listen again as we answer our questions. Question number 1. What system is responsible for blood circulation? Correct answer is B. Circulatory system. Question number 2. What is the major organ of the respiratory system? Correct answer is A. Lungs. Question number 3. Which of the following engulfs and digests germs? Correct answer is C. Phagocytes. Thank you for this exercise. Today in our lesson, we talked about the body defense system fighting infection. We learned that germs or pathogens enter the body through the mouth, nose, eyes, ears, and skin. We also learned that the blood circulates throughout the body, providing individual cells with oxygen. It protects the body against diseases and infections through the white blood cells. You are advised to observe all of our health safety rules to protect yourself and others from against germs and diseases. Remember, coronavirus COVID-19 is a virus infection. It is real. It is in Liberia. It is an airborne disease. It is spread from one infected person to another when coughing or sneezing in open air, or when a person touches an item or items infected by saliva or mucus and pass the infection to themselves through the nose, the mouth, the eyes. So learners, stay healthy and safe, most especially during this time of the virus. Please remember to keep safe. Always wash your hands with soap and clean water. Avoid contacts with uninfected persons. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with a clean tissue or handkerchief. Avoid close physical contacts like shaking hands, playing with your friends and touching them. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, mouth with your hands. Avoid crowded areas or group gathering. Seek medical attention when feeling ill. Our sight words for today are infection, pathogen, germs, bacteria, antigen, antibodies, active immunity, and passive immunity. Please study these sight words and learn their definition. Our sight words for today are infection, infection, pathogen, pathogen, germs, germs, bacteria, bacteria, antigen, antigen, antibodies, antibodies, active immunity, active immunity, and passive immunity. Please study these sight words and learn the definition of each. In our next lesson, we will learn the impact of HIV and AIDS on the immune system, how they are spread and prevented. Please continue to study and keep safe. We will meet next time to continue our lesson. If you have any questions or need clarification on today's lesson, please text to the following numbers: 0880-744-654. I repeat, 0880-744-654 or 0770-744-654. I repeat, 0770-744-654 or 0550-811-309. I repeat, 0550-811-309. I have been your presenter, Mercy Johnson Mason, your teacher for this lesson.